Today's word is stupendous.
You need some encouragement.
Stupendous marriage encouragement.
You need some inspiration.
Talking about giving gifts to your spouse.
This is not just for Christmas. This is any time a gift opportunity comes up.
You're listening to the Stupendous Marriage Show
with our friends Stu and Lisa Gray.
The Stupendous Marriage Show.
Hey there, welcome to the Stupendous Marriage Show. I'm Stu Gray.
Hey, I'm Lisa Gray.
And this is a show where we answer your marriage questions. You send them to us on air at stupendousmarriage.com, or you can text them our way, 1-615-592-1060. It's fun, it's wonderful, it's fabulous, it's text messaging.
It's the world we live in now. When you and I first started dating, we called, you made fun of my picture last week where I had my phone on my belt,
yes.
Right? I also had on the other side of my belt, I believe in that picture, a beeper where they would beep me from work.
Yes.
And that was like the text messaging of the day, right? And
yes,
they would beep me.
And then you'd have to call them
and then
back
I would
to
call
get the message.
them and find out what they needed.
Ah, those are the days.
Yeah, how funny. And that was only 19 years ago. Like that seems like forever. It really wasn't that long ago before we had no Facebook, no text messaging.
Talking about phones and social media and things like that, that's something we struggle with, and it seems to eat up a lot of time. And you said you were talking with somebody or saw somebody on Facebook that just kind of like got rid of all social media?
Right. I saw him say on Facebook, hey, I'm signing off. I have figured out, it's nothing against social media, but I have figured out for me that it's more important to me to actually be involved with, invest in, spend my time with the people that I'm doing life with every day than to be on here and be in everybody else's stuff and everybody else's lives. And love you all, but I just really feel like if we really know each other and we're really friends or family, then I'm going to talk to you anyways. And I just read the post and I thought, wow, that's really interesting. I know I have several people I know who aren't even on social media for that reason. I think they feel like they would just get swallowed up in it. But I love social media. I mean, to a certain extent, I really enjoy it. So I was like, I don't know that I could do that. Honestly, I don't know that I could completely I don't know what I would do. Honestly, and that's probably sad. I don't know what I would do.
That's kind of scary. Yeah, really.
I mean, what would you do?
I have mixed emotions about the whole thing. There are some days I just want to chuck it all. Since I was a public figure for a long time in radio, I had to have placeholders on all the social media places.
Right.
So, you take your name, you grab your name, and then at least you have a presence in each of those places. And Facebook just happened to be like the main one. And when it started, it was fine. But now it's gotten to this place where, they mess with the algorithm and it changes. And now all you see is whatever fake news or real news stories that are depressing and sad. Right. And then, there are waves of days where something happens in somebody's life that you're not necessarily in relationship with, and then you see all of that type of message come up for days, weeks, months at a time. Usually it's a couple days, but then it can be overwhelming if it's negative or sad or something like that. It's like, wow, I don't even really know this person, but I am sharing something in their life that's on social media because every time somebody posts something, it boosts back up to the top of my wall. And it's like, I don't need to be seeing this every day. But I mean, it can be negative, but it also can be funny. Somebody posts something 3 days ago and then somebody posts a comment on it today. It pops back up. And it's like, well,
I saw this.
Yeah, been there, done that. Don't need to go there again. So I go back and forth. I took Facebook off my phone. So I'm only doing Facebook on my computer. So last night when
That's why you've been on the computer so much.
Last night when you came home and you're like, oh yeah, did you see the post from your mom and dad because you changed something on Facebook and something's wrong with your new picture that you put up there? I hadn't seen it.
Right.
I hadn't been on Facebook. I am trying not to be there as much, but I have to have a presence there. Obviously, our show is on Facebook, and I have to interact and pay attention to stuff, but it so easily eats up my life.
And speaking of, if you aren't on our Facebook page, go like it. Woo! Sorry. So that's a really funny plug, but as we're dissing social media, just like everything else in the world, everybody's different, and I think it's a good thing to stop and go, is this okay for me? Am I okay reading all this stuff and taking all this stuff? And there's times that I may post, but I don't necessarily go in there and read much for a season. So anyways, that was an interesting thing to read and think about. We have an email coming up talking about giving gifts to your spouse, which is one of my favorite topics.
You may not have thought about Valentine's Day yet, but it is right around the corner. Why don't you think about investing in your marriage this Valentine's Day? It's a thoughtful gift. The Lake Tahoe Couples Getaway. It happens later this year, and it's going to be amazing.
While you're there, you'll get to do lots of fun activities like going ice skating together, hiking, skiing, even ballroom dancing.
The Lake Tahoe Couples Getaway is a 4-day, 3-night retreat at the only waterfront resort located in Lake Tahoe. Mark Gungor will be there from Laugh Your Way to a Better Marriage. Lots of great music and worship with Brandon Heath and Chris August. Now through Valentine's Day, for Stupendous Marriage Show listeners, you'll get $100 off the retreat price. And they do offer monthly payment plans if it's something that you can't pay off right now. So that is super awesome. Go to TahoeCouplesGetaway.com/stupendous for your $100 off the retreat price between now and Valentine's Day. Again, TahoeCouplesGetaway.com/stupendous. This is a Stupendous Marriage Show, and here's our email for today. In Christmas Budgets and Money, episode 171, which you can jump back and listen to, you mentioned that it's hard to buy Christmas gifts for Lisa because she likes experiences rather than things. My wife is the same way. Plus, my wife doesn't like to plan, so the last several years, my primary gift to her has been a date plan for the upcoming year. I try to plan one activity that we can do together each month for the upcoming year. It's a great gift. She likes the activities. We both like to have plans we can look forward to. I usually plan at least the first 9 months of the upcoming year. After that, it can get difficult because schedules are not available that far out. Activities have included theater tickets, which she likes and I don't, but I like her, so I love to go. Activities have included theater tickets, concert tickets, occasional sports tickets, pottery classes, glass-making classes, an occasional weekend trip as the budget allows. I don't do the typical dinner and a movie date, and it can be tricky for us because we live in a rural area, so sometimes we have to drive, which can turn it into a full-day activity, which is better for the quality time people. Christmas morning package presentation has included just giving her the tickets, which is no fun, photo albums with pictures of what we're going to do. I would be interested in your thoughts on ideas of more things to do and ways to present them on Christmas morning in a package that can be unwrapped. We're glad you're back broadcasting regular episodes. We started listening at about episode 30, and we missed you while you were gone.
Aw, that was so nice of him to miss us while we were gone. You know, I gotta say, this guy is just rocking it. He's doing so many things that we've talked about previously well.
Yeah, there's a lot in this email to get ideas from. I think
know.
It's great.
I'm like, ooh, I'm going to start taking notes. It was a longer email that we had to edit down. So he named off some very specific things that were really fun. The thing is that he is really trying to love his wife in the way that she receives it and give her gifts in the way that she likes to receive them, including doing things that he doesn't necessarily like to do,
right?
Which is super cool. And then just taking something off of her plate. I know as a woman, you know, we generally carry just more of the random responsibilities of planning and everything like that. So to have your husband step in and take something off of your plate is a gift in itself. And that is something for him to think about. Don't put so much pressure on yourself about doing it. I think it's really cool to try to be creative and get ideas, but also realize there's a lot of value to her no matter what you do, no matter what said event is at the end. The fact that you take the time, that you do all these things that you're doing to try to love her well, I know she feels that. And so that's really a gift in itself.
I'm laughing because I think I really blew it at Christmas this year. I think 2 of the 3 or 4 or 5 gifts that I gave you, you're like, oh, this is wrong. Oh, this is not the right thing. Oh, you messed up and this is not. Thankfully, you're not a gifts person.
Yeah.
Because I think I missed a couple things definitely at Christmas. But something you did well, I think, for this year was giving a gift to Dean that was like this. It was kind of a coupon book, something that he likes every month that he can give back to us. Like he's already turned in his, $20 at Amazon.com gift for January.
Yeah.
And then like next month, or he can pick whatever he wants to do. The coupons were good for any month. Like it's one thing a month. One's a hockey game, and one was going to the art store to buy his favorite art supply. And I don't know what else he put in there, but I think he really liked it. He kind of tossed it aside on Christmas morning, but he's come back to it.
Right.
And now he's like, oh, I've got something else I can get. Kind of cool.
Right. And you helped with that. So it wasn't just me. I mean, I got the idea on Facebook. Talking about social media earlier, but I got the idea on Facebook, and I just thought it was a great idea because it was the gift that keeps giving throughout the year. And I was a little disappointed on Christmas morning when he did just throw it aside. But I thought, that's okay. This is not a gift for today. This is a gift for January 1st to December 31st next year. And sure enough, in January, he picked it up and started looking at that. So that might be a really great suggestion. Instead of doing one thing, finding some things that she likes to do, especially if there's things that she might not normally spend money on herself to do that don't even involve you, like going to get a manicure or go to her favorite clothing store and buy something to a certain dollar amount. Just something that she wouldn't normally do for herself might be really fun to do for a gift. And then how you package it, you could get really creative in how you package it and what you do. One of the goofy things our family does with packaging gifts is they put box inside a box inside a box inside a box. So like with that type of gift, you could put it literally in a refrigerator size box, right?
Sure.
And then 10 boxes under it, and it would be hilarious.
And, this is not just for Christmas. This is any time a gift type opportunity comes up. We've got Valentine's Day coming up, birthday opportunities, and a gift can come anytime to your spouse, especially if they are, talking about 5 love languages, we always go back to that from Gary Chapman. If they're a gifts person, quality time person, words of affirmation, you can write a poem, you can write words of encouragement. It can be a simple love letter or a simple poem or just a note that you send in the mail. Acts of service can look like different things. Physical touch, people like different types of things. It could be spending time together, going to get a massage, or things along those lines. It's figuring out what they like, how they like to receive love, and then giving it in that way. Packaging can be fun. You're not a big scavenger hunt person, but that we did do that for one of your birthdays, and you kind of flipped out a little bit, but you ended up enjoying it.
Yeah. At the end. I actually didn't mind the scavenger hunt part. That was fun. It was the surprise element. I'm not a big surprise. You have no idea of where you're going and what you're doing. That was the piece.
What would have made that better? Because it was a scavenger hunt and you had to figure out where to go next. The clue was at each place that I sent you. Mm-hmm. The premise was, okay, the first place you're going to. You went to, let's say it was Target. I can't remember what the first place was. And then behind their service area, somebody I had talked to earlier had said, hey, give this to my redheaded wife when she comes in here. And it was a box. It had maybe a scepter in it. Yeah, it was a present, but it was a piece of the puzzle. Mm-hmm. And then you were sent to a different place, like Goodwill. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then that person behind the desk had a little sash. And then the third place had a little tiara. And then we ended up at Chuck E. Cheese Pizza at the end.
Right.
You dressed as a princess, pretty much, for your birthday.
I loved it. I think the thing that it probably would have made it better, just knowing that the end was going to be a birthday party for me. That was what made me is like, hey, you're going to go on a scavenger hunt, and then we're having a birthday party for you. And so that piece probably would have like taken a little bit of what's happening because I just didn't know what I was walking into. I didn't know how to dress. Us girls, we want to know, like, if I'm going on a date with you, I'm going to dress differently than I'm going to meet 50 friends.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And be the center of attention. So I think that would be part of it for that situation and figuring out really what your wife likes. I think men generally stress themselves out and overthink things. If you know your wife, if you spend time with her and just pay attention throughout the year, then you can notice things that she generally likes or points to or tendencies that she has, events that she might see online that she even likes on Facebook, just different things. I think paying attention to her, because you know me, you always stress out about holidays, but I always want to say to you, but you know me. If you stop and think about it, you know the things that I like, and you can come up with something creative that you know I would enjoy.
But you said something not too long ago. It's like you stopped going into stores and looking at something because you know that I'm hovering over you watching, go, oh, does she like that? Does she like that?
Because you only do it like the 2 weeks before Christmas. I mean, like 2 weeks before Christmas, I'm afraid to go anywhere with you because I think you'll buy everything I look at and even slightly like. It's more of just a casual throughout the year thing of just paying attention to things that I would like or enjoy or, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I do have a list that I have of stuff that you have mentioned in the past that you like. That is helpful. That's something that you can definitely do and keep a running tab on your phone, especially now since we have technology so close.
Right.
Oh, here's something that she might enjoy. Oh, yeah, she does like this. She is a fuzzy sock person. Yes, write that down. Oh, she likes hair clip things, or she likes whatever the things are that your wife likes.
I really liked in the descriptions of some of the things that they've done and the fact they don't just do a dinner and a movie, but you could really, like if you see a concert coming in town of an artist that she really likes, you could do the same thing. You could go to a quote unquote concert, but just add a twist to it. Go to a dinner, a place she would never go to or hasn't been to, or a new place, or go get a massage before you go to the concert. You could do the same thing, the same type of event that you guys have already done, but just add something else to add a different element to it.
What I think is really good about what you're doing is it's thoughtful and intentional. Mm-hmm. And I think any spouse would appreciate the thoughtfulness and intentionalness. And I mean, there's a romantic element there. You're really thinking and spending time and nurturing your relationship by knowing who your spouse is, by caring about what they do and what they like and who they are, and then giving them gifts that encourage who they are and enjoy who they are. You said you go to the theater, but you don't necessarily like it, but you're with her. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not everybody does that, and that is a gift in itself.
I think a lot of women don't do that well. I've had a lot of women say to me, yeah, I don't watch football because I don't get it. And yeah, he just goes and watches football. And it's fine that he usually does that by himself. But what if every once in a while you went and watched football with him? So I think women and men are so different in the things that we do. A lot of times it's really easy to disengage because it's not something that you like to do. So the fact that he does that and does it really with the heart of, I like her and I want to spend time with her. So anything we're doing is going to be fun just because she's there. I think that's really cool.
We appreciate your email. You can send us yours if you've got ideas and thoughts for presents on air at stupendousmarriage.com. Next time on the show, what do you do when a family member is in a bad relationship? How do you help, or should you help? We're going to talk about that on the next Stupendous Marriage Show.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Like the show? Like the show?
Yeehaw.
Share the podcast. Tell another couple.
Hold up. Are you putting the hand warmers down when we go to record, or are you going to hold them the whole time?
We'll see.
How many hand warmers do you anticipate using this winter?
Lots.
Between you and our son.
And lots. I know, I've gotten him in the habit now too.
Yes.
He likes them a lot.
Yes, he does.
My hands are cold a lot.
You're like, I was just to introduce the email.
That's fine. I just wanted to introduce it better, like talking about teasing things
Oh,
a little better.
okay. You introduce it better. I can. Yeah,
No.
Well enough. Baby, I don't care. I'm just completely joking. So.
Really?
What?
Okay.
Okay, let's start over. Yeah.
Like the show? Like the show. Share the podcast. Tell your married friends.
Yeah.